African Utility Week studio. Today I am speaking with Angel Hernandez, who is he's the chairman of the Promotional Working Group for Prime Alliance in Belgium. Thank you for joining us, Angel.
Thank you for inviting me, Nicolette.
So we're going to be talking about smart grids and technology in the utility sector. I'd like to start off with looking at a terminology that has been coming up quite a bit now, and that is about the fourth industrial revolution. And how does this impact utilities, looking at specifically driving the smart grid?
Yeah, actually, specifically, there will be a big revolution as we are implementing new renewables like solar plants and wind farms. So it is a unique opportunity for Africa, and especially for these countries, South Africa, because you have a lot of sun and you have a lot of wind. So the integration of all these new resources is not only having the benefit of reducing the consumption of the fossil energy, but also is going to bring a new breed of networks in your country.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the fourth industrial revolution, what does that mean for you?
Yeah, for me it means that the way we are today consuming and we are today managing the electricity networks or even water networks and gas networks will change radically, because today we see energy flowing from the big generation plant to the consumer, and there is no smartness, there is no control, so we are not efficient. Actually, we are consuming too much and losing too much energy, so we are not contributing to a better world for our kids. So the fourth revolution is going to be, now we have sources of energy which are clean, which can be renewed. This will going to be put on the network, and this is going to be distributed to the consumer, and for that you need a new generation of grid. That's the reason we are talking about smart grid, which is going to be part of this big revolution.
Yes. We hear a lot about smart grids coming out of Europe, North America, but what about countries that are lagging behind in terms of technology? How can they advance themselves with smart grids?
Actually, it's a very good question, Nicolette, because this country will leapfrog very fast because they have no legacy networks. The problem in the US, the problem in Europe is because they have a very old network which has been built 30 years, 40 years, 50 years ago. They will have to patch the whole networks with the new networks. This is the big advantage for a continent like Africa, is that the integration of these new networks in a community to provide a better service with less loss and a better service to the customer is going to take place very fast and at a very low cost compared to what happened in Europe and in the US.
Right. So let's also talk about Prime Alliance and power line communication. Sure. Where does this fit into the smart grid?
Yeah, when a new revolution is taking place, you have to put in place, we call on the engineer call it standardization. So standardization means that everything is being defined and approved by the IEEE, the ITU, by the Senelec. This is the way to have a common platform for all suppliers. What is the benefit is that these standards are going to apply to many countries, to many customers, and they will be able to leverage the economy of scale and also the scope, the economy of scope. This will have a benefit also for the power utilities, because they will have choices of different companies doing different products, but these products are able to talk to each other.
That's so important.
They will not depend on one supplier, the utilities. However, for the suppliers, it also means that there is a much larger market. So everybody is going to benefit, even especially the consumer, because we are consuming on a regulated market. So at the end of the day, the whole investments have to be paid by the consumer. So the lower the investment, the better is the base rate that we have putting in your electricity invoice or water invoice.
But Angel, lastly, your advice to utilities, in implementing smart grid technology?
So my advice is really to use standards. Prime standards for the power line communication is fantastic because utilities don't have to use other networks. They already had a grid on the ground and a grid on the air, so they can use their own assets in order to communicate between the different elements, transformer station, the generation, the consumer. So it's much easier, and the cost of what we call the operational cost, the OPEX, are much lower. So this is definitively a big advantage.
Yes. Very good advice. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you very much, Nicolette, for inviting us to have this opportunity to disclose this information.
Thank you. And thank you for watching.